Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
4 shot, 2 dead after Ocho Rios shooting. Agriculture sector braces for fertilizer shortages. And later in sports, Portmore United secure playoff in Jamaica Premier League.
Know the details. A Jamaica college student has been charged in relation to the physical assault of another student on the school compound that was captured in a viral media video. He has been charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. Head of the St. Andrews Central Police Division, Superintendent Mark Harris says the student was charged yesterday after a formal complaint was received. Superintendent Harris says charges are likely against other students in the video. The school reported the incident stemmed from a row over items that the complainant took from a group of boys. This led to the physical altercation captured in the video. To a TVJ News follow-up. Jaii Frais and Jahvy, Ambassador Morrison, were both granted bail when they appeared before the gun court Friday morning. Bail has been set for both men at a $1.5 million. The men who are charged in relation to a shooting incident at Big Wall Carnival event 2 weeks ago have been in custody since the night of the incident. 3 people were injured, one of whom had to seek medical attention overseas. And we'll have more on this development in Primetime News at 7. 2 people are dead and another is in serious condition in hospital following a crash on the Boscobel Main Road in St. Mary this morning. The incident happened sometime after 9 a.m. and involved 2 cars. One of the vehicles is reportedly a public passenger vehicle. TVJ News understands that the deceased as well as the injured victim were not traveling in the PPV motor vehicle. The police are currently investigating the cause of the crash. Police are investigating a brazen attack on 4 men at a bar in Ocho Rios Market St. Anne last night. Alia Bryant has the details. And we will have that story later in the newscast. In another TVJ News follow-up, the Independent Commission of Investigations is pushing back against comments by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang on the use of body-worn cameras. Anthony Atkinson reports.
The Independent Commission of Investigation says its statement was prompted by the minister's recent sectoral presentation, where he suggested that the Commission of Police is the only authority to determine how body-worn cameras are issued. But Indecom argues that the issue goes beyond administration, pointing to a sharp rise in fatal encounters involving the security forces. In 2025, 311 people were fatally shot by members of the security forces, the highest figure recorded since 2010. That represented an increase of approximately 65% over the previous year. The trend has continued into 2026. So far, 105 people have been killed by security forces compared to 102 over the same period last year. And in just the first 21 days of April, 27 people were killed, pushing the overall figure to 103 at that point. But why is body-worn cameras still considered an issue? Indecom notes that planned police operations accounted for roughly 50% of fatalities last year, strengthening its call for the use of body-worn cameras in those engagements. Despite this, the National Security Minister says body-worn cameras are being rolled out in phases. In January, the Jamaica Constabulary Force began deploying 1,000 devices across the island, with another 1,000 expected soon.
We are strengthening Jamaica program, National CCTV Surveillance Network. We are expanding the cameras. We are looking at a target of 3,000 cameras over time. But we are not quite there. We'll be acquiring additional one this year, and we will complete that process by the 28th budget year.
The minister also highlighted other technological upgrades, including expanded surveillance systems and a plan to modernize policing tools.
We're now on the threshold of achieving another in the historic low. The first quarter of the calendar year has already recorded a significant 29% reduction decline in murders compared to the corresponding period last year.
The commission, however, argues that without video evidence, investigators and courts are left to rely on conflicting accounts, leaving families without answers and officers without protection. It says body-worn cameras are already standard in countries including the United Kingdom, United States, and Brazil, where studies show reduced police shootings. Antonia Atkinson, TVJ News.
And we go back to an earlier story where police are investigating a brazen attack on 4 men at a bar in the Ocho market in St. Ann last night. Alia Bryant reports.
A deadly shooting incident at a bar in the Ocho market St. Ann Thursday night has left 2 men dead and 2 others injured. Reports are that the men were inside the establishment when a lone gunman entered and opened fire on them. The attacker then fled the scene in a waiting motor vehicle. The victims were all found suffering from gunshot wounds. A man identified as Stevie Drake was pronounced dead at the scene. The other victims were rushed to hospital for treatment, where Basil Authors was pronounced dead. An eyewitness described the moments after the shooting.
Yeah, boy. I bet you to one of the dead come and never make them stand up. That's say, yeah, and carry a pop there. And on that time, when we take attack, when the three little boy run past here. And then the son get shot out there, so 3 small of them shoots her. And I run. And them run past and come down in the park here, so and then stop down there and walk go, sir. Go so after like them innocent. Man, they never buy no mask, nor nothing.
Mayor of St. Ann's Bay, Michael Bell Navis, has bemoaned the incident, calling for a thorough investigation.
We're not used to this type of thing. And with the impending boom that we're seeing in and around the parish, in particular Ocho, there seems to be an influx of individuals looking to criminalize the space, and that it needs to be dealt with as a matter of priority. It's putting the tourism product at risk, and it's putting the residents at unease.
Now, the Major Investigation Task Force, MIT, is leading the investigations. A similar incident occurred in the Ocho market in August last year when a man was shot and killed by a gunman. That case was later cleared by police. However, serious concerns have since been raised about safety within the market, with residents now calling for increased security measures and a stronger police presence. Alia Bryant, TVJ News.
As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.